Hey, Professor Mike. What are we learning today?
Wait a minute, what? You tell me I actually have to work? I thought don't I just get paid and then I don't have to work? I actually have to work? Oh man. So it turns out that when you get paid for something, the person that pays you actually expects you to work. Huh. You know what? That dovetails really well into what we're going to be talking about today. Unearned revenues. Perfect. Unearned revenue. Unearned revenue is exactly what it sounds like. This is cash that you've received for services to be performed in the future. So I've received cash, but I haven't earned that revenue yet. So what do I owe? I've received cash, and what have I given in return? I've given a promise to perform services in the future, and this is a liability. Makes sense it is, right? I owe you those services, and so in the future I'm going to have to perform them, and it's a liability. So those are subsequently earned by performing the services that you'd agreed to, or in some cases providing a good. Before the adjustment, liabilities are overstated and revenues are understated if I've performed some of those services. So if someone pays me ahead of time to do some landscaping work, let's say, and I've completed about half the landscaping work now, if I haven't changed that unearned revenue and brought it down, and I haven't increased my revenue, I've overstated my liabilities and understated my revenue, which you don't want to do because that would make our financial statements inaccurate. I hope as we go through this whole section, you start to see a common theme, which is all about making sure that we've matched things and we're being accurate and we're being appropriate. And the only reason for all of that is because we want to build good, solid financial statements. Let's take a quick look at an example now. On March the 1st, a company received a $12,000 payment from a customer for maintenance services to be provided over the next 2 months. On March the 31st, $3,000 had been earned, and on April 30th, the remaining $9,000 had been earned. So I'd like you to record the initial entry as well as the March and April adjustments. We're going to do this together. Are you ready? $12,000 in unearned revenue, earned $3,000 at the end of March, and the other $9,000 at the end of April. So here we go. To initially enter this, we got to go to March 1st, so we got our date there, March 1st. We received a $12,000 payment. When we receive a payment, it's always cash, so we debit cash, and we credit that liability account, unearned revenue. We've received cash, we haven't earned the revenue, so we owe them that service. Now, at the end of March, we've performed $3,000 worth of that service. So we need to book that to revenue. But we also need to decrease that liability because we don't owe them as much anymore. We owe them, effectively, $3,000 less in services to be performed in the future. So we have to decrease unearned revenue by $3,000. Unearned revenue is a liability. How do we decrease liabilities? We debit them. Absolutely. It's amazing how I can hear you coming right through the computer screen. So we debit them. We're going to debit unearned revenue, and we're going to credit revenue because we've actually earned this revenue. Perfect. So we debit unearned revenue and we credit revenue for $3,000, which is the amount that we had earned in that period. Now we come to April 30th and the final $9,000 has been earned. This entry is going to look just like the one above it. We're going to debit unearned revenue for $9,000 to get rid of that last balance. We don't owe them that anymore. And we're going to credit revenue because we earned that revenue. This can be confusing, but after you've done a few examples, I'm sure you're going to pick up on it just fine. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped. Bye.